Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dr. MC's Self-Care Cabaret podcast. I'm Teresa Melito-Conners, a doctoral level educational administrator and mental health practitioner focused on helping you, our world's helpers. Every day, we have a choice to prioritize our well-being, to incorporate reflection, recovery, renewal, and resilience strategies into our lives. However, those of us who step up and serve our communities in healthcare, education, nonprofit spaces, and more can struggle with putting ourselves first. I've seen this firsthand. It's a challenge. Enter Dr. MC's Self-Care Cabaret podcast. Here, we have real, intimate conversations with leading experts passionate about accessible, sustainable self-care in its 10 domains. It's all about the hard work we can take on together to find our spotlight. Before we dive into today's conversation, I want to take a moment to talk about the new year. I hope you enjoyed the holidays in whatever fashion suited you best. We kept things pretty low-key this year on our end, which suits us just fine. We also got plenty of rest over the holiday break. It's important to find those times to unplug and recharge. I encourage you, as we embark on 2023, to go gently. Don't get swept up in the whole new year, new me nonsense. New year, same beautiful you. I hope you listened to my 2022 year-end wrap-up because I have a treat for you today. We are back with my Reiki master, Amber McMahon. Today, we're really going to dive into intention setting and getting our goals ready for 2023. Amber was one of our very first podcast guests, you may remember. Actually, I think it was our second episode, Riding the Wave of Life. Amber is a Reiki master teacher, spiritual energy healer, spiritual medium, intuitive spiritual coach, and licensed therapist in Arlington, Massachusetts. Amber's passion is supporting, guiding, and empowering others to ignite that bright light within their journey to self-awareness, self-mastery, self-discovery, and healing. Amber has found that combining all of her healing modalities using Reiki as her foundation has been the most effective approach for healing and well-being. I am thrilled to chat with Amber again today. All right, Amber, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast.
Thanks for having me again. It's an honor.
I know, you were one of our first episodes. It feels like a lifetime ago.
And here we are.
I know, kicking off 2023. So I'm so excited because this time of year, folks are all like, new year, new me, resolutions, goals, intentions, and all that stuff. So I want to just set the record straight, and I want to talk about kind of the best practices for a new year. And I know you've helped me with this type of stuff in the past, so I thought it would be great to have you back so we can talk some more about it. So right off the bat, what is your idea of goal setting and intention setting and just how powerful those practices can be? So maybe let's start with just intention setting and your experiences with that.
So intentions is it's a mental state to be able to become committed to a course of action, right? So action is the key word. Intentions are of the utmost importance when you're setting goals because the intention drives the goals, right? So setting your intentions, this is something you're going to want to do not just once, but continuous, and it can change, right? Because it's driving those goals that you want to set out to meet. And if you find yourself not being able to reach the certain goal, okay, you scratch that, you rewrite the intention, and then you move forward.
Yeah. I like how action is the important piece. Resolutions, and this time of year, it's all we hear about. So why don't resolutions work? Let's talk about that.
You know me, I've never been a fan of resolutions, setting resolutions. Everyone come the new year, oh, I'm setting my New Year's resolutions. No. A resolution suggests, and Gabby Bernstein actually talked about this last night, and we're doing this today. A resolution suggests something needs to be fixed or resolved, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we're looking at the bigger picture, we want long-term transformation and change. And that's what I have been all about in my practice for healing, for therapy on either side, right? It's about long-term transformation and change. So these resolutions, they often lead to feelings of like guilt because, oh, I didn't stick to it. And we want the long-term transformation and change, and we want to manifest and attract what we desire. So never been a fan of resolutions, never will be. I'm about long-term transformation and change, and how we do that is, the baby steps, and this can change along the way. But when you do a New Year resolution, you're not setting yourself up for success, where intentions and goals and affirmations, that's setting yourself up for success long term.
Absolutely. And I think you really hit it on the head when you said resolutions, like they make you feel guilty because they're like rooted in like fear based, or like they're rooted in like scarcity and that there's something wrong. They're not rooted in like action and transformation and goals.
I feel like absolutely there's things that everyone needs to continue on a journey and resolve and clear, but like it just kind of feels lower vibrational energy, whereas goal setting, intention setting, and manifesting high vibration frequency. And that's what we want to ping to the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't fall on the resolution bandwagon. Not anymore.
No, even, I do a group the first Thursday of the month every month. I've been doing this since 2017. And in this group, we start all throughout the group, we're setting intentions, we're focusing on what we desire and how we want to feel and how we want to be living life each day. But, in July, we sit there and say, okay, where do we want to be in December? Okay. And then we check up on where we're at. And those things can change and those intentions can change. And then in December, okay, where do we want to be end of January? So it's not, okay, January 1st, everything changes. No, we're prepping continuously.
Yeah. So do you have any thoughts on how folks can start to set their intentions or think about setting their intentions?
Any idea for the future or whatever desired result that you want and you want to work towards, the intentions get us to that desired goal. So you need to be thinking about how do you want to feel. Essentially, it's about decisions, right? And how you want to feel. So identifying what you want first, right? And then committing to that by setting the intentions and following through. That's key. So if you reflect on what your desire goal might be, maybe it's to not make decisions based out of fear anymore. Maybe it's to worry less. And you can set the intention, for me, I think it would be, I allow the universe to wow me and I allow the path to unfold for my highest healing good.
I love that.
You can create anything you want, but keeping in mind, like, okay, this is something I'm going to keep in mind every day. I'm going to write it down. And if it needs to change, I'm going to change it. But it's just something, it's one of the phrases you can keep in your mind when stuff pops up where you're like, oh, the fear's popping up. Oh, nope. I'm going to allow the path to unfold for my highest healing good. There's a lot of intentions out there that you can even look up and tweet. But I think sitting down, getting clear, and just writing what your desires are, then you can write your intentions out.
Yeah. And I'll share a specific example. And I can remember a few years ago when you and I were working together. I know we've been working together for a long time, but we were talking about I wanted to purchase a house. It would have been my husband and I's first house. First time home buyers back in, I think it was actually 2017. And you had suggested back then that I do intention setting journaling. And you gave me a little journal. It was Tiffany blue, and it said something like anything is possible on the front. It was so cute. And you told me every single day to just write down about the house that I wanted, but as if I already had it.
Right.
So every day I would write, Jeff and I are in our new house. It's gorgeous. It has X, Y, and Z, and it has this and that. And I wrote about exactly how I wanted it to be in very detail, as much detail as I could think of, and as if I already had it. I think that was the key. Instead of writing like
and the feeling.
Yes, and really connecting with that feeling of what it was going to feel like when I became a first-time homeowner. And I think, I don't remember the exact timeline, but I wasn't sure when we started that process that we were actually going to be able to pull that off. So I can't say for sure that the journaling helped, but it definitely didn't hurt the process because we managed to pull it off and in a rather short time frame, and everything kind of lined up and unfolded and worked beautifully as I had kind of set the intention for it to do so.
Right. And you connected with the energy. You connected with the feeling. That is the key. The feeling of this is what it feels like to be in our new house. This is what it feels like to be unlocking that door for the first time. And that high vibrational energy and frequency pings to the universe and attracts to bring that in for you. But that was, you were being consistent.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. I mean, this is not a magic wand. Anyone that sits there and says, oh, this is a magic wand, we all go through trials, tribulations. So there's some days where you're not going to want to sit in that journal, or there's some days you're going to feel lower vibrational. But if you have this down and those, you can just realign with that energy, frequency.
Yeah. And one of the things I remember doing during that time too, and I believe this was at your suggestion as well, was to just throw on some high vibrational music, like on Pandora or YouTube. Just Google search high vibrational music, and tons of stuff will come up. And just like let that kind of underscore your day. Even when you're in the office, you're at work, you're cooking dinner, you're driving to work, whatever you're doing, to just kind of have that underscoring of that high vibrational music.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. Even like in my office, if I put that music on, I'm like 1,000 more times focused and productive than if it's like not on. It's setting and lighting my candles and the Polo. So it's like, I need to do those non-negotiable things. And I know when I do those things, I'm more clear, focused, and like productive.
Yeah.
If I don't, I'm like, oh God, something's off here.
Yeah, I feel like I want to go back to some of those practices for 2023. As I talked about in my year-end wrap-up, I'm doing a major overhaul of my vision board, and I did a major overhaul of my vision board, and I'm really excited about it, and I went like next level. I put myself on the cover of magazines. I'm standing outside of fancy New York City, Upper West Side condos that I really went like next level on the vision board because I really need to see myself in these next level kind of things that I want to manifest. Mm-hmm. So along with that, I was thinking, I'm like, I kind of got away from that whole intention setting journaling, but I want to invite that back into my life. What's a good way to do that? So I've decided, I haven't started it yet, but I will, to just do it on a Google Doc. So then that way, anytime I'm sitting watching TV, I can just pull up the Google Doc on my phone, or if I have a couple of minutes at work, just open it up and just like 5 minutes, just write about whatever it is, as if I already have it that aligns with the feeling that I'm trying to capture with my intention setting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll throw on a little high vibrational music in the background of my office. I want to get back into doing that and just seeing how that works out. Because I feel like that's a piece that I've gotten away from that I want to get back to. And in thinking about goals and intentions for 2023, I got some big ones. And I want to make sure I am doing everything I can to make them happen.
Right. A vision board is a great way to have your focus, it focuses you. It's kind of like, as a Reiki master, we're attuned to all these symbols, and all those symbols focus you essentially. But the key word is still action.
Mm-hmm.
So moving beyond that vision board to action, and you're aligning with that energy, and it's you doing those things to get exactly what you want, aligning with that vibration frequency of what it feels like in New York City in front of those buildings. You're going to take those steps. And that's why all of this is so powerful, and thoughts are powerful.
Thoughts are powerful. That might be the episode title. I'm not sure what we're going to call this episode, but yeah, for sure. Your thoughts are powerful.
So that vision board really focuses you in with the energy you want to align with and attract.
Do you create vision boards, Amber?
I do. I have a couple vision boards. I have not yet set out on doing another one, but I feel like my whole office is a vision board. You've been in there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of continuous, but I have not yet sat down yet to do like a physical next one.
I felt like I had done a pretty major one, I think in around 2017 or so. And then I updated, it got a little mini update in 2020 before the world went completely insane. But then like since then, like I've added little things or I've tweaked it, but it hasn't, like now it's ready for a major overhaul because I've pretty much accomplished everything that's on that board. So I'm like, in like 5 years, I'm like, oh wow, I remember when, the cabaret, self-care cabaret didn't exist. I hadn't started a podcast. I was looking for ways to reach more people and to teach people the importance of self-care and like all these things. I hadn't started a blog. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a logo, like none of like all these things that were on my vision board that now I'm like, time to go next level now.
Right.
And it's cool.
Yeah. And it's, a piece you can put wherever, set it aside, but it's always pinging that to the universe.
Yeah.
This is what I desire. This is what I want to bring in. And whether, sometimes manifesting works quickly. Sometimes in a day, in an hour, I tell people start off small, like manifest $1 today. Okay. That's a small thing. And then the bigger stuff. And that can sometimes happen overnight. And sometimes it takes a couple of years. And sometimes it takes putting the vision board to the side. And then you sit back and you're like, wow, look, I've obtained all that I've desired from 2017. And here we are in 2023. And the journey continues. So
yeah, no, it's really cool. I even want to, I'm all about like going next level, like leveling up in 2023. I feel like that seems to be something that continues to resonate with me. And so, I have the vision board in my bedroom where I see it every day, but I also plan to photograph it and make it the background on my phone, which will be replacing actually a picture of you, Amber, that I think I've had holding the card that says abundance. I have this gorgeous image of this card of Amber's that I love that says the word abundance on it, which is always one of my core desire feelings. And so put that as like the background on my phone. I may make it the background on my laptop, any computers, anywhere I can.
Yeah.
Because I need that constant kind of reminder that this is what we're working towards.
Right. And it also keeps that ego, that monkey brain, like trained. Like, okay, we're not going there. We're going this way. We're not going to go into the negative thought. We're going to go to the positive thought.
Right.
And reminder for that monkey brain, for that ego is a good thing.
Right. And it might be, we may get to like June of this year of 2023. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't I want to tweak this, or I want to add something else here, or this really isn't aligning with me. And that's okay. Like Amber said in the beginning, it's fine if there's an ebb and flow to these intentions and how you want to feel.
Yeah. Just, it's the action piece too that is really key. You know, visualization is powerful. So yes, the vision board put up there, but visualizing this and feeling what it feels and taking the action, that's the huge piece of it. Oftentimes people forget that piece.
Yes.
Did you hear the news about our exciting new offering from the Self-Care Cabaret? We're calling it Talkback. If you're familiar with the theater space, you may have participated in a talkback before. After a performance, the cast and crew will come back on stage to chat with the audience and answer questions. Think of it as a casual, guided discussion. Inspired by this and by popular interest, we've come up with a talkback for the Self-Care Cabaret podcast. Groups will listen to a podcast episode or two of their choosing, then I'll come and lead your discussion either in person or virtually of those episodes, expanding on the big ideas. It's a great option for groups looking for short, impactful professional development, or smaller teams looking to get an introduction to self-care and well-being. We have done a few of these so far, and let me say, they have been so much fun. So if you're interested in bringing a talkback to your group or organization, email podcast@drmcselfcare.com. And now, on with the show.
So the law of attraction, I remember actually asking you this when you told me about the intention setting and we started that journal. I remember saying to you, have you read The Secret? And you were like, no, I don't even no. And I was shocked because I just assumed everybody knew these things from that and like the law of attraction and whatnot. But this is what it kind of this is what it plays into, that like attracts like.
Yes.
So you want to talk a little bit about that?
And this is where thought is powerful, vibration, frequency, right? To get what you want and where you want to be. This gets into that law of attraction, right? So what we put out is what we get back. So when we put out the positive, we get back the positive. If we put out the negative, we get back the negative, right? So it's kind of like when, you must know, where people say, oh, bad things happen in 3.
Yeah.
Well, why? Because something happens and then it aligns us with a frequency. And then I have people come into my office like, oh my God, not only 3 things, but a whole slew of things. And it's like, because that was the vibration and the frequency that we got aligned with. If we can catch ourselves on, okay, the one thing happens, all right, I can see this energy where it's at, gauge the energy. Okay, number 2, catch yourself. I'm not going to have number 3 happen. I'm going to realign with the energy. Thoughts are powerful and are essentially prayer. Prayer is thought. Worry is the same, right? So what we put out there is what we get back. That is what we are aligning with, vibration, frequency, energetically, and it's pinging the universe. So for me, it's all about the energy. And if we can catch ourselves and realign, then that third thing doesn't need to happen.
Yeah.
That worry, that fear creeps in, and that's a lower vibration and frequency. So if you catch yourself, say, okay, I'm going to shift this. We are powerful and we can shift and change the energy. And I also have good tips for that as well, but that's a whole
different thing.
maybe, but it's how catch, engage the energy and then realign with the high vibration.
Yeah. An example I like to give of that, and I think it's what you're talking about, and they use this in The Secret, but so let's say you wake up in the morning and you get out of bed, you stub your toe, and then you're like, oh God, it's going to be a terrible day. Then you get dressed, you make your way downstairs, you make your coffee, go to drink your coffee, spill it all over your shirt. oh, today's going to be such a bad day is what you think to yourself. Then
Right.
you go about your day, maybe you get stuck in traffic. You keep thinking about how bad the day is going to be. So you continue to, guess what? Have a bad day, because that's the frequency from the moment you got out of bed and stubbed your toe. That's the frequency you aligned with for the rest of the day.
Right. And this is where practices come in and are huge. So think about that start of the day, right? Subconsciously, we might have a worry or being lying in bed and worrying, whatever it might be. If you start your day with 5 minutes of gratitude or meditation or just hands on your heart and make that a non-negotiable practice, if you get out of bed and stub your toe, I guarantee it's going to be different.
Yeah.
And then to go a little bit further, it's like, okay, I stubbed my toe, I spilled my coffee. Okay, get back on track. What's something you can do to switch it? For me, and this sounds crazy, I might have said this before on another podcast, it's okay. Every day I make my bed. That is the one thing. If I don't make my bed, I don't feel like set and ready to go. Once I do that, I'm like, okay, we're good here. I've realigned with something for me that's high vibration.
Yeah.
And it puts me, it changes the mindset.
Get yourself back on track. Flips that channel. So now you're back on track. I really love that. And if we think about sometimes it's more comfortable and more familiar for people to kind of just stay with the negative, because that's where we feel safety. Like in that unconscious, subconscious shadow, we feel that like comfort amongst scarcity, amongst negativity, amongst whatever chaos we have in our lives. So it can be a little scary to think that how in control of it you really are and how you can shift it, and you have the power to change those outcomes.
We all have the power. It takes work, and it takes, there's this misconception that as healers or light workers, everything's love and light and unicorns and rainbows. It's like, no, that's a piece of it, right? The work, the real work is taking a look inside. And sometimes, and a lot of the time, that's not comfortable. But if you do that, that is what creates the transformation and the change, because we are in that place of awareness, self-discovery, and the mastery. But it's a continuous process. A lot of it, there's a lot of love and light and joy and beautiful things, but it's taking a look at that hard shit, which makes you gain so much knowledge and clear those, generational karmic lessons.
Again, you have to be intentional about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So it all comes back to those intentions.
There's a lot of work, and there's a lot of individuals and modalities you can do that helps with taking a look at this and clearing these energetically to get to that next level. It's a continuous journey, though.
Yeah. I love it. Well, what better time to get started than at the kicking off a new year?
Oh, for sure.
I love it. So I'm wondering if you have, as we kind of wrap up here, if you have any short guided meditations or an intention or an intention practice or anything you'd like to kind of share with us as a follow-up.
And I don't know if you want to do that now.
Yeah, I do want to do it now.
Sure. Okay. But we always want, essentially we are a vessel, right? And we want to be able to connect with our divine self to get the answer to divine. So what we need is clarity and connection. So if we take a moment Just take 3 deep cleansing breaths in and out. Getting calm, connected. Taking a moment to ask all of our guides, angels, loved ones, ancestors to be with us now. And visualizing white light coming down. It's coming down from the sky, from the heavens. That white light connects to your guides and angels, loved ones. And then it connects to your divine self. And this bright white light comes down in to those astral chakras outside of the body, clearing those. Clearing that soul star chakra, the chakra that aligns us with our past, our manifesting true bliss. It's clearing, cleansing, dissolving any lower vibrational energy frequencies, blocks. So that the path can unfold as it should, with ease and grace for the highest healing good. And that divine white healing light comes down through the crown, clearing the crown, coming down through the third eye, the throat, heart, the stomach, navel, base of the spine, expanding into every cell, every energy center, as it clears, cleanses, and dissolves. This high vibration and frequency. And now we bring in the violet purple flame, violet purple light coming down through the crown as it transmutes and heals, expanding that into every cell, expanding that outside of the physical as it clears the energy field for miles and miles, connecting to that heart, bright green and gold, connecting to gratitude, love, kindness, compassion, and forgiveness, the highest vibration and frequency, and expanding that into every cell and every energy center. And taking with Archangel Michael, taking his sword with him and outlining the energy field with strong, shiny, smooth, silver layer of protection. There are no leaks, there are no blocks, and only that of divine love, light, and high vibration and frequency is allowed in my energy field. We are guided, guarded, protected, safe, and secure as we allow the path to unfold as it should, as we are grounded and clear and anchored in to a solid foundation to move forward successfully And so it is. Taking 3 deep cleansing breaths in and out. Slowly coming back. And we are ready.
Wow. Thank you, Amber. That was beautiful. I feel so much better after listening to you.
You know, it can be short, it can be long, but essentially we are just clearing and protecting our energy so that we can have that clarity and be grounded to move forward.
Awesome. What a way to kick off a new year. Thank you so much, Amber, for joining us today. I very much appreciate it. And I'm sure our listeners will appreciate it as well. So thank you again.
Thank you. It's been an honor. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye now.
What a beautiful gift Amber shared through her guided channeled meditation. I hope you enjoyed it. And she gave us so much to think about when we consider our goals, transformation, healing, and change. And of course, the dreaded resolutions. Boom, boom, boom. We don't make resolutions here though, right? I'm so excited to see what 2023 has in store for us. Remember, your thoughts are powerful and your action is key. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked what you heard today, subscribe and leave a review for this podcast on your preferred platform. And before we close out today's show, I want to invite you, yes, you, to the Self-Care Cabaret's first ever Self-Love Rebellion. It's a free virtual event coming up on Thursday, February 16th, 2023. Friends, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Maybe as you're listening, your year's already been overwhelming, or you feel like you're constantly giving and giving without getting much in return. Or maybe you're just finding it hard to love yourself. If so, join me for the Self-Love Rebellion on Thursday, February 16th, 2023, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All are welcome. We'll be talking about stress management grounded in self-love with strategies you can incorporate into your day. It's only 30 minutes and it's free. To sign up for the Self-Love Rebellion, visit my Facebook or Instagram at Dr. MC Self-Care or my website, drmcselfcare.com. Hope to see you there, and thanks again for listening. Stay well and do good.